Kindly like, subscribe and comment to get daily updates. Aditya T. Malkani, promoter and director, acquired 22.00 thousand shares of ADOR FONTECH worth 8.04 lakh rupees via market purchase. Dr. Jimmy Mirchandani, director, disposed 90.00 thousand shares of ARIES AGRO worth 9 lakh rupees via a market sale. Dr. Rahul Mirchandani, director, acquired 90.00 thousand shares of ARIES AGRO worth 9 lakh rupees via market purchase. ASHIKA Commodities and Derivatives PVT, promoter group, acquired 54.47 thousand shares of ASHIKA Credit Capital worth 10.02 lakh rupees via market purchase. Gautam S. Adani and Rajesh S. Adani on behalf of SB Adani Family Trust, promoter group, pledged 41.67 lakh shares of Adani Green Energy worth 1.56 crore rupees via creation of pledged. Ramesh Sherkar, designated person, disposed 900 shares of Avenue Supermarts worth 20.23 lakh rupees via a market sale. RAKAM Infrastructures Private Limited, promoter group, acquired 21.25 thousand shares of Avonmore Capital and Management Services worth 2.73 lakh rupees via market purchase. RAKAM Infrastructures Private Limited revised, promoter group, acquired 11.74 thousand shares of Avonmore Capital and Management Services worth 1.50 lakh rupees via market purchase. Mr. Abhimanyu Chatterjee, designated person, disposed 14.10 thousand shares of BERGER Paints India worth 79.52 lakh rupees via a market sale. Mr. Kaushik Ghosh, designated person, disposed 5.40 thousand shares of BERGER Paints India worth 30.32 lakh rupees via a market sale. Bhartiya Global Ventures Private, promoter group, acquired 5.97 lakh shares of Bhartiya International worth 9.56 crore rupees via market purchase. Hemlata Shinde, promoter group, disposed 40.00 thousand shares of Birlasoft worth 59.91 lakh rupees via a market sale. Manoj Apte, employee, disposed 8.00 thousand shares of Birlasoft worth 11.99 lakh rupees via market sale. The Hindustan Times, promoter, acquired 67.92 thousand shares of CHAMBAL Fertilizers and Chemicals worth 1.04 crore rupees via market purchase. Krishan Kumar and Sons Huff, promoter, acquired 2.14 lakh shares of Capital Trade Links worth 6.70 lakh rupees via market purchase. G. Ravi Kumar, employee, disposed 190 shares of EICHER Motors worth 38.72 lakh rupees via a market sale. Bhanu Vyapar Private Limited, promoter group, revoked 55.00 thousand shares of EMAMI worth 1.87 crore rupees via pledged released. Devakar Vinyog Private Limited, promoter group, revoked 44.00 thousand shares of EMAMI worth 1.50 crore rupees via pledged released. Rajkumar Goenka revised, promoter group, pledged 2.98 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 5.19 crore rupees via creation of pledged. RAGHUNADHA Rao MAREPALLI, promoter, acquired 1.18 lakh shares of GSS INFOTECH worth 25.77 lakh rupees via market purchase. Ronson Traders Limited, promoter group, acquired 272 shares of Ganges Securities worth 9.10 thousand rupees via market purchase. Jimmy Tata, designated person, disposed 67.00 thousand shares of HDFC Bank worth 6.98 crore rupees via a market sale. Vijpura Pusundar, designated person, disposed 2.00 thousand shares of HDFC Bank worth 20.67 lakh rupees via a market sale. ASHIKA, employ, acquired 10.00 thousand shares of ICICI Bank worth 21.41 lakh rupees via ESOS. Sanjay Chaugule, employ, acquired 16.00 thousand shares of ICICI Bank worth 28.44 lakh rupees via ESOS. Sanjay Chaugule, employ, disposed 5.00 thousand shares of ICICI Bank worth 18.21 lakh rupees via a market sale. GG Holdings Private Limited, Promoter Group, acquired 1.68 thousand shares of India Lease Development worth 5.88 thousand rupees via market purchase. Pradeep Singh Johar, Promoter, acquired 75.00 thousand shares of JAMNA Auto Industries worth 33.59 lakh rupees via market purchase. JSW Steel Employees Welfare Trust ESOP Plan 2016 AC. Other, disposed 1.00 lakh shares of JSW Steel worth 2.65 crore rupees via a market sale. JTPM Metal Traders Private, Promoter Group, acquired 28.00 lakh shares of JSW Steel worth 73.55 crore rupees via market purchase. Sahayog Holdings Private, Promoter Group, revoked 1.22 crore shares of JSW Steel worth 324.52 crore rupees via pledged released. Vivid Funvest Private, formerly Vivid Consultancy and Advisory Services Private, Promoter Group, revoked 2.00 crore shares of JSW Steel worth 525.88 crore rupees via pledged released. Ankit Pravinkumar Patel, Promoter and Director, acquired 200 shares of K.Z.LEASING in Finance worth 1.61 thousand rupees via market purchase. Summit Securities, Promoter Group, acquired 95.63 thousand shares of KEC International worth 3.01 crore rupees via market purchase. BERGER, employ, disposed 500 shares of Kotak Mahindra Bank worth 6.82 lakh rupees via a market sale. Nanduri Murali Krishna, employ, disposed 1,000 shares of Kotak Mahindra Bank worth 13.40 lakh rupees via a market sale. Krishna Kumar Nair, designated person, disposed 750 shares of L&T Technology Services worth 11.92 lakh rupees via a market sale. Naina Bain Esoparka, promoter's immediate relative, acquired 1.42 lakh shares of MEGHMANI Organics worth 94.56 lakh rupees via market purchase. Sandhya Maulik Patel, promoter's immediate relative, acquired 2.75 lakh shares of MEGHMANI Organics worth 1.87 crore rupees via market purchase. Krishna Kumar N., promoter, disposed 50.00 thousand shares of MINDTREE worth 5.83 crore rupees via a market sale. Siddharth Krishna Kumar, Promoter Group, disposed 30.53 thousand shares of MINDTREE worth 3.56 crore rupees via a market sale. Subrato Bagchi, Promoter, disposed 16.00 thousand shares of MINDTREE worth 1.88 crore rupees via a market sale. GG Holdings Pltd, Promoter Group, acquired 2.00 thousand shares of Motor and General Finance worth 35.95 thousand rupees via market purchase. Atul Lal, employee's immediate relative, acquired 37.24 thousand shares of Max Ventures in Industries worth 14.15 lakh rupees via market purchase. Dr. Nilesh Shah, employee, disposed 2.00 thousand shares of Metropolis Healthcare worth 34.12 lakh rupees via a market sale. Mr. Ravidhut Joshi, employee, disposed 1,000 shares of Metropolis Healthcare worth 17.10 lakh rupees via a market sale. Mr. Parvez Hussain, employee, disposed 280 shares of Metropolis Healthcare worth 4.73 lakh rupees via a market sale. Mr. Pradeep Digge, employee, disposed 500 shares of Metropolis Healthcare worth 8.34 lakh rupees via a market sale. Mr. Rahul Kavankar, employee, disposed 150 shares of Metropolis Healthcare worth 2.51 lakh rupees via a market sale. Mr. Satish Paliwal, employee, disposed 800 shares of Metropolis Healthcare worth 13.51 lakh rupees via a market sale. Mr. Sunil Pahuja, employee, disposed 1,000 shares of Metropolis Healthcare worth 17.07 lakh rupees via a market sale. Mr. Sushant Kamath, employee, disposed 892 shares of Metropolis Healthcare worth 14.94 lakh rupees via a market sale. Arulmeri Raja, promoter, acquired 11.40 thousand shares of ODYSSEY Technologies worth 1.14 lakh rupees via scheme of amalgamation, merger, demerger arrangement. B. Robert Raja, promoter and director, acquired 72.00 lakh shares of ODYSSEY Technologies worth 7.20 crore rupees via scheme of amalgamation, merger, demerger arrangement. Isabel Raja, promoter group, acquired 11.40 thousand shares of ODYSSEY Technologies worth 1.14 lakh rupees via scheme of amalgamation, merger, demerger arrangement. Guild Builders Private Revised, promoter, invoked 21.72 thousand shares of Omax worth 12.89 lakh rupees via invocation of pledged. Ronson Traders Limited, promoter group, acquired 2.50 thousand shares of Palash Securities worth 67.35 thousand rupees via market purchase. Shashi Amin, designated person, disposed 1.75 thousand shares of Polycab India worth 15.75 lakh rupees via a market sale. Shalibhadra Capital Market Revised, promoter, disposed 10 shares of SHALIBH ADRA Finance worth 680 rupees via a market sale. Shriram Financial Ventures Chennai Private, promoter group, acquired 40.00 thousand shares of Shriram City Union Finance worth 3.10 crore rupees via market purchase. Mrs. Veena Ravi Bhushan Bhardwaj, promoter group, acquired 10.62 lakh shares of Sunflag Iron and Steel Co. worth 4.84 crore rupees via market purchase. Ranjan Jain, promoter and director, acquired 75.00 thousand shares of SYSCHEM India, worth 7.50 lakh rupees via off-market. Ravi PNC Menon, promoter group, acquired 5.34 thousand shares of Shobha worth 12.52 lakh rupees via market purchase. BIOCON Limited Employee Welfare Trust, promoter group, disposed 5.16 thousand shares of Syngene International worth 25.23 lakh rupees via ESOP. Elanco MS, other, acquired 5.16 thousand shares of Syngene International worth 25.23 lakh rupees via ESOP. BKKISHORELL, promoter group, acquired 5.90 thousand shares of Thingamile Jewellery worth 19.99 lakh rupees via market purchase. B.A. Ramesh, promoter and director, acquired 32.00 thousand shares of Thingamile Jewellery worth 1.09 crore rupees via market purchase. Balarama Govinda Das, promoter and director, acquired 32.00 thousand shares of Thingamile Jewellery worth 1.09 crore rupees via market purchase. N.B. Kumar, promoter and director, acquired 32.19 thousand shares of Thingamile Jewellery worth 1.09 crore rupees via market purchase. Jayalakshmi Venkataraman, promoter, disposed 7.87 thousand shares of Ultramarine and Pigments worth 21.06 lakh rupees via a market sale. S. Narayan, promoter group, disposed 1.60 thousand shares of Ultramarine and Pigments worth 4.31 lakh rupees via a market sale. Srita Sundararajan, promoter, disposed 6.58 thousand shares of Ultramarine and Pigments worth 17.68 lakh rupees via a market sale. Webhub Global Employee Stock Option Welfare Trust, other, disposed 750 shares of Webhub Global worth 13.46 lakh rupees via a market sale. Kapil Sharma, designated person, acquired 4.27 thousand shares of Wipro worth 11.99 lakh rupees via EICHER. Prakash Agrawal, promoter, acquired 3.89 thousand shares of WPIL worth 9.03 lakh rupees via market purchase. Akash Suri, designated person, disposed 4.00 lakh shares of Yes Bank worth 58 lakh rupees via a market sale. Jyoti Gandhi, designated person, disposed 1.45 lakh shares of Yes Bank worth 21.75 lakh rupees via a market sale.